Um, I think, we have to acknowledge that life is messy.
Yep.
Life is absolutely messy. But I really believe in that mess, we can find our masterpiece. And again, I can't put myself in the position of some of losing a child. I have not lost a child. I
Right.
haven't,
Right.
you know, I can't imagine how much pain that feels. Um, but I just always come from the position of, we have to invite God into these things.
Right.
I do believe his arms are open even in the midst of a mess. And
So what I would like to do as we just have this conversation is be cognizant of the fact that there are going to be some men that are hurting and men that are believers and some are not going to be believers,
yeah,
And my goal, my hope is that Father's Refuge is a safe place where people can hear
sure.
stories. I want them to hear the stories. And I've had somebody on the podcast already that shared their story. I've shared my story in the first 6 episodes, and there's gonna be other people that are gonna share their stories, and sadly enough, those stories are gonna resonate with some of these men that are still walking through this, and, or may even be on the other side and looking for some sort of healing, right? And so, you have all sorts of calamities. You've got car accidents, you have accidental
Yeah.
shootings, you have
Yeah.
loss of, losing your spouse, losing your children, losing grandparents, you losing parents. There's all kinds of loss that we experience in this
Yeah.
lifetime, right? And I don't care what label you put on that loss, it still hurts, right? And
Yep.
and men back in 2001 when I was walking through this, I there was a special song from Casting Crowns called "I'll Praise You in the Storm." And I actually shared the lyrics of that song in one of my earlier podcast episodes here. And because my vision as a father, when we were walking through that 14 months of treatment, was that there was a violent thunderstorm just off the shore and it was heading our way. And I was afraid of it. I didn't know what kind of damage it was going to do. I didn't know if it was going to bypass us and just go over and not hurt anybody. But the further away from hope that I got and the further into that realization that she was not going to be healed on this side of heaven,
Yeah.
uh, brought me to a real stark reality of, oh, so this is a possible outcome, and the closer we got to her death, the more reality it became, and I grappled with that reality. And I questioned God, I yelled at God, I bargained with God, right? And so that's just my story. That's my loss, my story of loss. And there are going to
Yeah.
be other men that are going to have their stories of loss. Uh I know people have lost their wives. I could not imagine. I've been married to my wife for 30 almost 36 years. I can't imagine losing Katie. They'd have to lock me in a funny farm somewhere. Right. So that's kind of where we're coming. I want us to come from is that we've got men that are hurting. They don't know how to get outside of themselves and ask for help. And I would like for you to help me give them the tools and the resources they need to find the hope that they need.